Welcome back to the Unbiased Opinion, where everyone's opinion is biased except ours. I am Colin, and today I am alone. This is going to be a change of gears from what Craig has been doing the past couple of weeks with the video game tier list. Today, I'm going to be talking about Cobra Kai Season 6. Now, if you are a fan of this programming, if we even have fans, then you would know that Cobra Kai is one of the very shows that I hold near and dear to my heart. I love it. It's one of the very few shows that I go out of my way to watch, and I can't remember if we did a review on Season 5, which would be really sad because I'm the one that edits and uploads all the videos, so if I can't remember we did Season 5, then we're in trouble. But I love Season 5. Season 5 was great. Terry Silver was absolutely insane, and I loved every second of it. And the thing that I really love about Cobra Kai is that the whole premise is entirely stupid. It is a bunch of grown adults beating each other up in the name of karate, and they live in a fantasy world that karate is the only law. But what makes it so, I don't want to say compelling, but what makes it so fun and even at points interesting is that all the characters have conviction and they take it seriously, because I'm sure if Disney had a hand in this, every character would be playing up the joke like, oh, this is crazy, right? This is silly. But they all treat it so seriously. And you have that one character like Amanda, that is Daniel's wife, and occasionally she'll say stuff like that. But that's one person. So overall, Cobra Kai as a show, I absolutely adore. It is so funny. It is not too well written, but it's enjoyable for what it is. And now comes Season 6, and this is going to be a Season 6 review. Technically, Season 6 is 3 parts. This is a Season 6 review Part 1. As of this recording, it is the 18th. I stayed up till 3 a.m. to watch it, and this is going to be my very initial and raw reaction. And maybe Craig and Daniel and I will get together and maybe we'll do another review of this. But, so, for Season 6, I can't get my words together, I thought it was a good but not great start. I didn't really like the constant cutting back and forth. I felt like they had to let some moments breathe. This is really apparent in the first 3 episodes where they're showing what Kreese is up to, and it was just like rapid cutting back and forth. I wish it would just stay with some of the people and then you can cut back. Like maybe have a half of the episode of Miyagi-Do and then half of it goes to Silver. It was like every 5 minutes. Not even. It was like every 2.5 minutes they'd be cutting back and forth. The other thing that the creators can't help this is how old everyone looks, especially Kenny, who's not really in Season 6. He's only really in the first 2 to 3 episodes. But my God, has he gone through puberty, I guess. He looks super old. He's taller than everybody. His voice is deeper. And I think this is supposed to take place a year after the events of Season 1, which took place in 2018. So maybe, this might be like September of 2019, September of 2020. I can't really, I'm not well versed with the timeline and the years, but, you had Anthony in Seasons 1 and 2, who was this little, pudgy fat kid, and now he's taller than Daniel LaRusso. He has a deep voice. It's just crazy how it's been 6 years since Season 1 came out and how much older everyone is. I mean, like, Robbie and Miguel and Tori and Sam, they all look kind of the same from past couple seasons, but my God, Kenny, Robbie was looking down at, and now he's looking up at Kenny, is absolutely insane. And of course that has to do with the strike that happened that delayed filming, because I think they finished filming some of it recently, like maybe in March. I didn't do too much research, but I know they were delayed by the strike, as was everybody. So in season one, also, or not season one, in episode one, there's this one scene where Johnny and Stingray, who makes a brief appearance, it looked super weird. And again, these are just like technical issues and technical stuff that I saw. It doesn't really affect how I view or how I'm judging the episode, but it looked like the color correction was off. It looked like they didn't properly set the like f-stop on the cameras, and it looked kind of grainy is the word I'm looking for. It looked grainy, and it looked kind of cheap at the same time. And I think other than that, I think those are like little nitpicks. For 5 episodes, it's not... It flows pretty okay. You have a lot of storylines. And the one that takes up the second half of the season is Daniel's storyline, where he finds out that Miyagi has, like, I guess you could say a shady past where he lied about, or we don't know, it's all speculation, but he may or may not have lied about his age. He may or may not have had some kind of, past indiscretions, like where he assaulted a man and there's some kind of stealing involved, and that just sends Daniel in shambles. But I like the maturity of Johnny. I think that is something that definitely feels like a long time coming, because he is an adult in his 50s and he acts like a child. But I like that he's finally maturing into adult, because as we know from season 5, he's having a kid with Carmen. And it was kind of nice, the aftermath of season 5, and then season 6, episode 1, where everyone's like living in this harmonious life. It was actually kind of funny just seeing how, the big bad Terry Silver is gone, but definitely misses his presence, because he was just absolutely insane as a Karate Kid villain. Even in Karate Kid Part 3, the man was just... I don't even know how to describe him. He was just like a cretin. And of course he has the best quote, and I even pulled it up, from season 4, where he said, "I was so hopped up on cocaine and revenge, I spent months terrorizing a teenager over a high school karate tournament. It sounds insane just talking about it." That is the best quote from the Karate Kid universe. Because when he was saying that line, it just shows him laughing like a lunatic from the 3rd movie. Terry Silver is greatly missed, and he was such an evil guy, but it was so funny. And of course he does appear, but it's not Thomas Ian Griffith as Terry Silver. It's young Terry Silver. He briefly appears with young Kreese. Now I guess let's talk about John Kreese and how crazy it was at the end of season 5, where he essentially fakes his death and then escapes a prison. And it just sounds insane talking about it, but he is now on the run, and I don't know where he is exactly. I think he's somewhere... I wonder if they even mention where he is. He's definitely, somewhere in some remote area. It doesn't say. Let's see. Yeah, it just says a remote forest. And of course, Kreese is trying to get another army, essentially. And he teams up with the lady who was Silver's right-hand man, or, right-hand woman, I guess you could say. She's Master Kim's granddaughter. I forget her name. Oh god, I should have came more prepared. Let's see, what is her name? Kim Dae-yeon. I am probably butchering that entirely. But he's teaming up with her so he could train her and Master Kim's new group of new group of karate people, so they can prepare for what's going to be the season 6 main plot, is the Sekai Taikai, which is like this big world karate tournament. So Kreese is commanding his army there, while Johnny, Daniel, and Chosen are training for Miyagi-Do. And I should mention also that one thing that I don't want to say didn't like, but one thing that I Yeah, I guess you could say one thing I didn't like was that Chosen's not really in season 6. He is, oh, as of now in part 1. He's not really in season 6. He is only really in it for the first 3 episodes, and I understand why he disappeared because he's going back to Okinawa. But I thought Chosen was one of the best parts of season 5. He's so great. He's he's also pretty crazy too. But he just brought such a great presence that it definitely feels like it's like season 6 is kind of stripped of its parts. Because again, Terry Silver was so great, and Chosen also was a great supporting character. Also in season 6 we have Robbie and Miguel. They're cool with each other now, and even it gets to the point where Tori and Samantha are cool with each other. And I also, I think I said when we watched season 4, when that first came out, I said I liked Kenny, but now he's gotten to the point where he's just like so consumed by violence and hatred that he's like a psychopath, essentially. And I'm glad that he kind of like disappears after a couple episodes, because we find out that for the Sekai Tekai, that you can only have 6 fighters from a dojo. So everyone originally thought that the whole dojo, Miyagi-Do, was going to go to Brazil, because that's where it's at. That everyone was going to go. But then they announced that only 6 people could go, so they have trials. And during the first trial, Samantha, Tori, Robbie, and Miguel all make it. Then the last 4, Hawk, Dimitri, Devin, and Kenny, all have to kind of go through this new trial. They bring in Mike Barnes to be an unbiased judge so he could evaluate all the fighters, so they could bring all their best people. And they go through this trial. And Devin is the girl, if anyone remembers. I kind of like Devin in season 6, but she's the girl from Eagle Fang Karate who loses to Tori, actually, in season 5. And they set up that, what's his name? Mitch has some kind of stomach issue, so he takes laxatives. So Devin takes the laxatives off screen and puts it in Kenny's water container right before they're about to do this big, I think it's Coyote Creek they're at, actually. She pretty much drugs Kenny, and then he has to forfeit the competition. With to get there's only 2 flags, and 4 people have to get it. Whoever gets the flags gets the last spot. So she essentially drugs Kenny, and Devin makes the cut, and Dimitri makes the cut over Hawk, because then they have this little side drama where Hawk doesn't want to go to MIT because when they see Kyler, who makes a return, and boy does he look old too. I think he's in his 30s actually, whoever plays Kyler. But he kind of wants to have a little bit of fun in college, while Dimitri worked really hard, obviously, to get into MIT. And I'm still not a fan of Dimitri. He's still annoying. I don't know, it's just his voice, I guess. And he's just so whiny, but he is a little bit better. The first 5 seasons, he's so whiny. But in this one, he's definitely matured more, because they are all seniors in high school now. So Dimitri takes the flag from Hawk and takes a spot in the team, and Hawk doesn't. But I think in episode 5, it's known that her mom has some kind of illness. And I'm surprised that there's a sudden change. The mom actually dies, and what is probably the best scene of season 6 is when Tori and Sam they have to fight to see who's going to be the captain for the girls. They have to fight, and you could just see this rage in her. And I thought that was just honestly great acting. And I don't think Peyton List is a particularly great actress. She doesn't really deliver her lines too well, especially in the first couple seasons she's in here. But I thought this is probably the best acting she's done, at least that I've seen. I've only seen her in Cobra Kai. And just her trying to fight through that pain and emotion, and then when she announces to everybody that her mom's died, I thought that was a really great scene. I was not expecting that. It was well acted by everybody, even Daniel trying to cool everybody off, and then Amanda trying to cool everyone off. And then Johnny is saying, like, let her fight it out. Let her fight through her emotions. You have to get those out. It was what he was saying. And even great acting by everybody. I was honestly surprised because, Cobra Kai isn't known for its acting. It's not critically acclaimed acting. It's usually kind of hammy. But I thought that was well done. And then Tori storms off. She says, oh, you want to stop the fight? Whatever, I'm done. And I thought that was all a great finale for part one. Because I'm kind of not mixed, but I wasn't sold on part one. But that definitely has a strong ending because then it's revealed earlier on. Tori was talking to Kreese, who reappeared out of nowhere like a ghost. And, she kind of like disses him and tells him to go away. And then at the very end, when everyone is going to Brazil, we have our team. Tori drops out, so they promote Hawk to the active roster. So the 6 that are going to Brazil are Robbie, Sam, Miguel, Hawk, Dimitri. I'm forgetting somebody. Oh, and Devin. She's the last one. She made the cut too. And then as they're on the mat, seeing all the competitors, we see Cobra Kai, John Kreese, and then Tori joined Cobra Kai at the Sekai Takai. I don't know why I said that. And honestly, the music it felt like it took a cue from Return of the King when Frodo says the ring is mine, and then the music just gets all dramatic and like the music is giving you the feeling that all hope is lost. That's what I love about Cobra Kai, is the music cues and how serious the characters take it. It feels like a visceral betrayal by Tori joining Cobra Kai and Kreese. And of course, from a character perspective, I get it because, they've always had a good, like, I guess you could say father-daughter relationship where she would visit him in prison. And then he even said, like, I'm sorry I told you to fend for yourself. I couldn't involve you in my plans to break out. But yeah, that was all great. I'm definitely excited for part 2. And I think also they established that Quan, who was kind of amongst the group of people that Kreese is trying to turn into warriors, essentially, he was kind of not taking it seriously. And then Kreese instills his, I guess you could say, he instills his Kreese tactics. Yeah, let's call it that. Where he makes everybody so angry and bitter, but that makes him somehow a better fighter. And Quan, at least as an actor, he looks like he actually does karate and doesn't spend 2 months training to film. So I wonder how they're gonna show that fight. And I wonder, since it's 3 parts and they announced that part 2 got pushed up 10 days to November 15th, I wonder if the Senkai Tekai is going to be stretched out into the 2 parts, or is it going to be part 2 only and then the aftermath of it is the last part? Because there's 15 episodes and part 1 is only 5. And as of now, we only know the episode name of episode 15, which is the last one for Cobra Kai, which is X Degenerate, which is a reference to Johnny saying the very first movie, where he's like, no man, I'm an X Degenerate. So I'm definitely curious how they're going to handle the tournament. Yeah, it said they wrapped on, oh my god, they wrapped on June 10th, so they probably wrapped part 3, obviously. Said they started filming in, oh my god, filming began in February 2024? Wow. That's crazy. I've worked on TV shows and, big budgeted ones, I guess you could say, and even the turnaround from first filming to it being released was never that quick. That's crazy. That's 5 months. from actually filming. February 2024. Oh, you know what it was? I don't think they were filming during the strike. I think they were going to film, and then the strike pushed everything back. Yeah, because they're still writing it, and then the writer's strike happened. Okay. Okay, that's crazy. Oh my god, that turnaround is insane. Those editors are working overtime. But yeah, sorry for that tangent. That's crazy reading. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, yeah, okay, I remember. So I'm definitely curious how part 2 is going to play out. If the whole tournament is going to be part 2, or is that going to bleed into part 3? I wonder if there's going to be a time jump. So I don't want to do predictions, but I'm tempted to do it because predictions never really end well. I still think at some point I think they're going to dig up Hilary Swank. I don't know why, but they seem like they're really digging out anyone they could get. And I think Hilary Swank could be... I did mention the Miyagi thing. I think she could probably tell Daniel some kind of... what's it called? A different perspective on Miyagi. Maybe Daniel doesn't know that Hilary Swank met Miyagi. I forget her character's name. Let's just call her Hilary Swank. Maybe she'll come in and give Daniel more closure on Miyagi. That's what I think might happen. Because I don't think... Hilary Swank is an Academy Award-winning actress, but I don't think she's doing too much these days. So I think they should definitely bring her back if they haven't already at some point. Because, I don't think... Maybe the movie... Or Cobra Kai doesn't even consider Karate Kid Part 4 or whatever it's called. Karate Kid A New Beginning. Maybe they don't even consider that canon. I don't know. The next Karate Kid. That's what it's called. Okay. Yeah, I think they should definitely bring back Hilary Swank. Oh, Julie Pierce. Okay. I mean, they already brought back Allie. They brought back Lucille. They brought back Bobby. Tommy, who I believe passed away in real life. Yeah, he did. They brought back Jimmy. Obviously Chosen. I love Chosen. They brought back Kumiko, Mike Barnes, Jessica Andrews, who was not even the love interest in part 3. She was just like the tag along, I guess you could say. Yeah, I wonder who they're gonna. I sure hope they bring her back. That'd be a nice tie-in. It'd be crazy if they bring back Jaden Smith. That would make no sense. But that'd be insane. So yeah, I'm definitely more excited. I wonder how the tournament's going to play out because it looks like, Miyagi-Do is a bunch of actors and it looks like their competitors are real fighters, real stunt people. So I wonder how they're going to make the fight. And I think also for this season, it did feel like they were more focused on... There was a lot more emphasis on action. It was like every episode there was some kind of fight scene. And that kind of goes against what Miyagi-Do is about. Like, they just started a fight at this frat with Kyler. But who cares? I think... what was I going to say again? I lost my train of thought. I don't remember what I'm going to say. But I wonder... They're definitely going to have a couple lines about Kreese saying something stupid like, "This is international waters. They can't touch me here." Because they're going to say, "Oh, how are you not arrested?" I can already see that whole dialogue going down. But it is crazy that Kreese is a fugitive. He can't go back to the United States. I definitely wonder how everything is going to play out. And maybe Miyagi-Do does win the tournament, and maybe that... Because I think a big part of Season 6 is Johnny's arc of wanting to be really responsible and wanting to provide for his family because Carmen's apartment gets some kind of pipe issues where it just bursts through the ceiling. So I wonder if he's going to somehow cash out either through the tournament or he now works for Daniel. I forgot to mention that. Maybe he just cashes out and then he can buy a house for all of them, like the grandma, Carmen, Robbie, Miguel, and all of them, and the new kid too. And I think that'd be a nice ending to Johnny. Maybe that's why that episode's called Ex Degenerate. He finally turned his life around through karate, and maybe he does continue to be an instructor. Maybe he will do what Terry Silver was doing and like having a bunch of locations for his karate dojo. Who knows? But I think Hilary Swank is going to make a return to give some kind of closure to Daniel about Miyagi. If that doesn't happen, I'll be kind of shocked. I think I said maybe for season 5, I said Hilary Swank will appear. But who knows? Who knows? I'm definitely excited. It was a good start. The first couple episodes were not tough to get through, but I wasn't really that engaged because season 5 was like it had me hooked from the start. But I'm curious how everything's going to shape out. I'm definitely more excited now that there's this sense of betrayal between Tori, because again, she was another one that she turned everything kind of around. And I could totally get where she's coming from. She's coming from a place of anger because the doctor said that everything was looking okay with her for her mom, and then she just comes home and her mom's dead on the floor. Again, a really well acted scene, and from Peyton List, who I usually don't think is that good of an actress, but well done for her. It definitely feels like as the cast is getting older, their acting skills are just improving exponentially. You know what? Good for them. Good for them. So let's see how Cobra Kai goes. Maybe we'll do another episode with Craig and Daniel and their thoughts on season 6. Maybe we'll do a Cobra Kai fighter tier list. I've seen some people do that, and I think that'd be kind of fun to do. Maybe I'll get Craig and Daniel for that. But I think it's definitely missing Chosen. Chosen is great, and they need more Chosen in season 6. So hopefully he appears for some support for the group during the tournament. That'd be great. Maybe him and Kumiko will get together. Who knows? I'm just very curious on what's going to happen. I'm excited. So there's definitely going to be another episode on Cobra Kai season 6 when part 2 drops, which is November 15th. So I'm definitely excited. It is a good time to be a Cobra Kai fan. With all that being said, this has been the Unbiased Opinion, where everyone's opinion is biased except ours. I am Colin, and I will see you next time.